crypto people. It's Brooklyn and the Bridge. It's Brooklyn and the Bridge. Songbird or Flare Network. Songbird or the Flare token. We're going to get into that. Ripple's going to be denied and Ripple. SEC will be denied and summary judgment. Some the attorney says. Life is good right now, my friend. Life is good. What's going on, BJ? B. Johnson, what's going on, bro? Good. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you. When is football? When is football going to be back on? This is what I want to know. Like, what the wide world? What is going on right now? When is football going to be back on? When is college basketball? I miss my boys. Miss the Blue Devils. What's going on, crypto fam? Listen, life is great right now. The Flare, the time to wrap your Flare tokens in order to participate in governance of this new layer 1 blockchain has passed. The time to wrap your tokens has passed. Very interesting and very scary at the same time that this vote will be weighted. We're going to get into why that's a scary time. Yeah, it's a little bit alarming what these exchanges can possibly do, because they have your Flare tokens. It's a little bit alarming, but I'm hoping that Hugo and the team has thought this through and has considered this. But we'll get into that. Songbird token or the Flare tokens, what say you? What say you? I tell you this, the Songbird chart is looking crazy good. It's looking crazy good. It's looking crazy good. That Songbird chart, I'm just saying. We'll get into that. The market, of course, is doing what the market does. We'll cover some stuff there as well. Interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class as the digital asset space. What an interesting time to be in the space. Genesis Trading looks like word on the street is they're going to be filing a Chapter 11. That's not great. Celsius Network. Word on the street is the law firm for Celsius Network in the Chapter 11 put in a motion, which of course we all objected to allow the institutional clients to pay down their loans and remove their collateral, but not the retail investor. What kind of madness is that? Yeah. What kind of madness is that? But this is what I heard, so that's not great, man. That's not great at all. How are they going to do something like that? I don't get it. Yeah, but that is the word. That is the word for sure. That's some madness. Speed Johnson, did you get a chance to wrap your FLR? Man, you get to wrap those Flare tokens? Get to wrap those things. I'm excited to share my sponsor with you guys. I'll share with you guys in a few minutes, but boy, the world's fastest VPN. Look, I've come to the conclusion that you get what you pay for. Whoa, I'm going to share the world's fastest VPN with you guys. Absolutely love a sponsor of the channel. Really excited about that. Really excited about what they are doing. This technology is it's breakthrough technology, man. B. Johnson said, absolutely. I know this is my 11 o'clock time, so I'm done testing. I'm done testing the live stream. You know, I did the 8 o'clock Central. I did the 9 o'clock Central. I think I did the 9 like 2 or 3 times. I did the 10 o'clock Central 2 or 3 times. And the 11-ish Central time as well. And it's looking like the 9 Central is just winning. It's looking like that's going to be the one for the AM, live stream. Yeah. 9 a.m. Central time. It's looking like it. So wrapped my flare and pivoted on my strategy, but I did wrap the flare. And after kind of going back and forth with some smart guys in the space who make some money, I am going to kind of commit, if you will, to one of those 2 tokens. And I'll tell you in a second which one it is. Ron T, what's the breakthrough? In regards to what, Ron? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. What's the breakthrough in regards to what? Did I say something? Oh, the technology? John 3:16 was good, my friend. Great to see you checking in. Blessings to you and your family. Something called Hydra, if you're asking about the sponsor. Is that what you're talking about, Ron? So we're going to go with the market. I tell you what, I've been on DeFi Llama. I've been going through wallets and keeping up to date what I got going on, exiting positions and increasing position. The new technology for, it's called Hydra. If you're talking about my sponsor, which is Hotspot Shield VPN, my Hydra, yeah. Man, I went through some stuff there. It is some really, really good stuff there with that. Excited about it. Excited about helping them grow. That's what I'm really excited about. So we're going to go over that, man. I hope you guys wrapped your flare. I'm a little alarmed by this whole idea that the exchanges could possibly be wrapping your flare, John 3:16. What the freak is that about? B. Johnson says, Siege, Bifrost is going to update their wallet with an autocoin feature. I heard about that. All we will need to do is wrap our flare. Yeah, I heard about that. I love it. I like using Bifrost. I really do. I do have the decent wallet on the phone as well, but I really like the Bifrost. I really, really do. But I definitely heard about that. Just a 7-day free trial of the premium service. And I'll share that with you guys in a second run. But yeah, you know, I tried NordVPN. I've tried what is it? What do they call themselves? Malware protections. Tried their VPNs, like Kaspersky. Tried that. Tried CyberGhost. Tried that. I'm just not happy with found some stuff out about CyberGhost. Not happy about that. But anyway. Yeah, so like when you get the third parties, validating something, that says a lot, because you can kind of be biased. But I know for me, I tried free for years, and then I decided to pay to someone I had been using for free. And, you kind of always want to go inexpensive and that type of deal, but it doesn't kind of work out. So the whole $2.99 a month things and all that, but it didn't give me what I wanted, which was a lot more options. So you got to pay for the options. And I think we're all familiar with the ones that are good and the ones that are okay, and the ones that you're good with just being okay with and that type of stuff. But I wanted to level up. So the sponsor came through at the right time for me. The right time. Like my friends. It's a wrap, says Michael O2. What's a wrap, bro? John, Coinbase has my flair. Guys, I'm telling you, word on the street is that they may be wrapping that flare. And what's wrong with me this morning? And remember that the vote it's weighted based upon the tokens that you have wrapped. And so what do you think? What do you think the exchanges think about a proposal that'll cut them out for 36 months? I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it. You know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but that's not a great look, man. That is not a great look. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in if you haven't done so already. Let's share a little bit of information about my sponsor, and we will get into the news. So my sponsor is Hotspot Shield VPN, Ron T. Really, really excited about the stuff they got going on, for sure. Really, really do like it. Stay private and access worldwide content. The things that I like is all the third party. Now, I did my own research at security.org and cybernews.com. I did my own personal research, but it is great to see things like Tech Radar say things like more than twice the top speed we've seen from many competitors. CNET, one of the easiest VPNs to set up and use. ZDNet, the VPN that lives up to the hype. VPN that lives up to the hype. So really, really excited about that. And of course, they got the 5 devices. A lot of people have that. So they have the 5 devices as well: Windows and Mac, iOS, Android, Linux, smart TV routers, and more. I used to do that back in the day. PC Magazine, by far the fastest VPN. So I like that. Learn how Hotspot Shield's patented technology keeps you safe online. Most of the people in the channel, right, we all know about the idea we got to stay safe. We got to get the malware software, whether it be Kaspersky or Bitdefender, right? Microsoft has a version that's pretty good, especially if you own a small business, right? So you got to get that. You got to be cognizant of your softwares like MetaMask wallets. You got to get those unlimited permissions done and over with. You just got to end those things, guys. You got to end those. And then the other thing is, for sure, is your VPN, trusted by millions for privacy and security. And this was kind of one of those things for me that was important to see. It was over 100 million downloads. Pretty significant number, 100 million. 100 million. So they got a 7-free trial, 7-day free trial of the premium service. The free service is cool, but it comes with ads. That's not my style at all. So I went with the premium for sure. But really, really like it. Again, I like all the third-party reviews. And where is it? Love the third-party reviews. And it won the world's fastest VPN with the contest by Speedtest. You know speedtest.net? It's like Ookla. Is it Ookla? I think it is Ookla. It is world's fastest VPN, speedtest.net. Right there, Ookla. I think they used Ookla to do it. But yeah, so that was really, really encouraging, guys. There'll be a link in the description of this video, and I'll pin one, if I remember to pin one at the comments. If you do try it, let me out. Let me know what you like, especially if you're, you got some people who like to, who are kind of part of the cord cutting group, the cord cutting group, like, screw cable, right? So if you're into the streaming stuff and you know how they got all the geo stuff around streaming, this one is a champion for that cause, if you know what I'm saying. It's a champion for that cause there. So, all right. So let's see here. Let's go over the market while I'm sharing. Let me go over the market. Really excited about this. Based in the USA. I'm hoping we can have a nice relationship for a long time. So let's go over this market real quick. I was looking at Songbird. I was looking at Flare. And I'm telling you, me personally, I pivoted from Flare for I'm short term, year or less, short term, year or less. Don't be turning me into Hugo, turning me into Mickey B. Fresh. Short term, a year or less. I pivoted to Songbird for the ROI. So look, the total cryptocurrency market cap is at $1 trillion. Okay. Is that accurate? At least we got up to $1 trillion. It is accurate. 1 trillion. And the Bitcoin dominance is at 40.1%. Bitcoin is trading at $20,886. Ethereum is trading at $1,534. And XRP is at 39 cents. Can you freaking believe it? Some double figure greens on the day. Look at Shiba Inu. I exited out of Shiba Inu now, like at 1000 Satoshis, 1032. I was out, got out. Got some stuff here going on for some double figure green, but we're still down from over 3 trillion, if that makes sense, right? We're still down from over 3 trillion. So it's great to see the double figure greens. It's great for the swing traders in the space. We're following the charts, but we're the long. I'm the long. I mean, I do some swing trading, but I would not say I'm a swing trader. But there it is right there. Frax shares up 69.7%. Interesting to see that. Curve tokens up 31% rather. What is Rocket Pool? Anybody know what Rocket Pool is? But there it is right there, guys. I mean, it's just, it's the market. It's the market. And the market just, it does what it wants to do. It does. That's how it operates. It just does what it wants to do. All right, let's see. Where am I share here? Michael Mulcahy, I see you checked in. What's good? Kyle T. Moore is in the building. What's up, brother? Good to see you. This is what I'm told, Michael O2. Flare Community did a tweet about it. I'll share it with you guys, but that's what I'm told. People like, is it Nebuchadnezzar? Was like, we need to be able to track that to see if these exchanges are using our Flare tokens to wrap in order to kind of have those heavy-weighted votes for this proposal. Awesome, Ronti. There you go, bro. Yeah, and let us know. Let us know let us know how you feel about it when you do get a chance to try it out. That's what I'm hearing, Michael O2. They could do that, but let me share Flare Community's tweet with you guys, because that's a little disturbing, right, guys? Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. If you're hanging out, watching and enjoying the hangout, please consider subscribing to the channel. We got a little bit of a shadow ban on the channel. Not a little bit; it's been over a year now. Because we speak the truth here. Sometimes we have to mention some U.S. entities, so you get that ban on your channel type deal. Michael Mulcahy says, yo, from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 80 and sunny and working on my tan. I hear you, bro. Texas is kind of like that as well, but it was like 40 degrees this morning. Let me share this. That's a little disturbing that these exchanges may have caught on to something. And this is the reason why they're holding this. Yeah, because it's weighted, right? The more you have wraps. the more power that vote has. So let's see if I can find it. First, let me share this real quick. Just remember, the time has passed for wrapping. That's already happened. And voting starts 21st of January at 7 a.m. UTC, ends 24 hours later on the 24 hours later. 1 week later, on the 28th of January at 7 a.m. UTC, universal. All right, so let me find that. Flag Community shared it, and someone else has shared it as well. It says Flag Community, Kristen Dack made a great point relating to the upcoming flare improvement proposal, 01 governance vote in the Ginfinity Twitter Spaces last night. It says, be sure to participate. It's kind of the channel's mantra. That involves withdrawing your flare from exchanges, which may possibly use your FLR held in their wallet to vote on your behalf. This is from Flare Community, but I did want to point that out. May possibly use your flare held in their wallet to vote on your behalf. Ask yourself this, says Flare Community, are your opinions regarding the proposal aligned with that of the exchanges? In my opinion, exchanges are likely to vote against the IP01. There is no likely. There is zero reason for them to vote for that. Zero. Assets deposited direct to their wallet, increase in trading volume, fees generated, additional income accrued from withdrawal fees. And if we know that, then the exchanges know that. So I'm sure, at least I hope that the team has thought about this thing, but we'll see. The team from Flare. Even though User Spark has a different opinion. It says, while this possible, this seems unlikely. What we've seen on Songbird is that exchanges typically keep holdings in Songbird, not wrap Songbird. But folks should most certainly withdraw the flare so they can vote and further participate in the ecosystem to earn some of the ongoing additional rewards. So I know Nebuchadnezzar, I think he put something out. He's big time flare guy, big time Songbird guy. Here he is right here. He tweeted out that, if there's a way to track these wallets, we got to check it to make sure they're not wrapping this flare and voting for us. So it's hugely important, not great news. Ellen Terra came down because tweeted out another great article from Wall Street Journal. The SEC, let me do this. This is a quote from the article. The SEC has taken enforcement actions against alleged unregistered public offerings of crypto tokens for lack of disclosure, while largely ignoring the risky activities of crypto exchanges. Congress needs to investigate the SEC's regulatory failings. Wall Street Journal op-ed, if you will. We all know is probably, I haven't gone over it, but it is probably Roslyn Layton. And David Adler is a bankruptcy attorney. He is the ad hoc loan group attorney for Celsius, for unsecured creditors in the Celsius bankruptcy, including myself. Does a really good job. He tweeted out here that the Crypto Lender Genesis Global Trading is preparing to file for bankruptcy within days, according to people familiar with the matter. And this is from the Wall Street Journal. that is going to be a problem for the space, right? If that happens, that's going to be a problem for the space, yes? Property Rich, what's going on, my friend? Oh, has it been two years? I didn't realize it had been that long. Property Rich says they have shadow banned you for 2 years and some. You need to push this more. Yeah, I don't know how to push it more. Honestly, Property Rich, I really don't. Legendary's in the building. What's going on, brother? Yeah, I mean, if this is possible and they decide to do that, it's not cool. Legendary says that's pretty damn unscrupulous of the exchanges. And he also says, Legendary also says, the Flair team needs to intervene. I'm hoping that they have thought this through, or if it's been brought to their attention, they're doing something about it. Legendary, I would imagine that they are. I think doing short, small 15-second videos. Okay, I started doing a little bit of shorts. I've been doing like 1-minute ones to try to figure out a way to do it. I'm also noting that the live streams are being treated better for this channel than the recorded videos. But I will continue to fight and continue to keep bringing content to the community for sure. I appreciate that, Property Rich. Really do. I appreciate your input. Chop Sure is in the building. What's good? What's going on, my friend? I know I have asked you this to do many times. Yeah, I know. It's I've seen people like maybe put a tweet out and say something about their channel, but they tweeted out, I think they tweeted somehow directly to YouTube support or something. Thank you, Property Rich. And yeah, you're welcome. Tashir says, hey, Siege, questions in regard to Flare distribution. Flare distribution, is it still the same as it was to be for Spark token? Chop Suey, currently it is the same. And there's a vote that's going to happen on the 21st that may change it, that if it passes, it will change the distribution. So, right. Legendary says the Flare token is the Spark token. It's just, right. They changed the name Chop Suey from Spark to Flare token. But this proposal, FIP01, which is the Flare improvement proposal, will change the distribution to 15%, the airdrop for 15%, and a 36-month distribution thereafter for those who wrap their 15%, And it also it gives people and or blockchains, I say blockchains that will participate on the blockchain, on Flare, an opportunity to purchase out of their pocket the equivalent, if you will, of the 15% that XRP holders got and initially were promised a 100% up. So that's kind of the thing on the streets right now. You definitely want to go, if you wrapped your tokens, you want to read that proposal and get familiar with it. The vote takes place on the 21st of January. It lasts for 1 week. from 7 a.m. on the 21st UTC to 7 a.m. on the 28th UTC. Hey, Colleen, how are you, man? It's good to see you. Hi, Siege, just lurking and trying to learn. Well, I appreciate you being here. For sure. Appreciate you supporting the channel as always. So that's kind of the thing right there. So we're going to look into that and see. That would be very, very disturbing if these exchanges can, in fact, do that. Not a great look. Yeah, and it's a great Crescent property, Rich. I'm telling you, it's, this vote is coming. This vote is coming from Flare, not the people. You have to ask yourself, is Coinbase keeping you, Flare, just to use your vote? This is coming from Flare. They are the ones that want this. So if they're to do it, it's just not a great look. It's just not a great look, and it's just not right. There are people who wrap their Flare who are going to vote no, you know. So in any case, we don't want exchanges voting on our behalf. This is supposed to be a community project, right? It is a community project. So hopefully Flare has a plan here. Hopefully they have a plan. No, that's not correct, Child Shuri. Child Shuri says, so those that missed out on wrapping before the 19th will no longer receive further airdrops on their full balance. Is that correct? No. The wrapping the Flare tokens, Child Shuri, is the access to be able to vote. It's just to be able to vote, right? So it's for you to be able to vote. If you do not wrap the distribution, so I guess you're right. So the distribution is for people who wrap the tokens. So I guess you're right. Wrapping does give you access to vote, but yes, if you do not wrap, right, which is not the same as delegating, Child Shuri. Delegating is different, right? So wrapping is hitting the button, it's wrapped, right? You don't lose access to it. Even when you delegate, you don't lose it either. But so when you do hit the wrap button, if you're using a Bifrost wallet, you're using Ledger, you go into the portal, whatever you go to wrap it, if you go to ftso.au, whatever it is, you connect your MetaMask wallet, whatever you do, you click wrap. Okay, and that 15% airdrop. Now, since you wrapped it, you're eligible for future airdrops. But the wrapping of the 15% allows you to vote on this new proposal. It's a proposal to change the distribution model. It's to change it. And there's a big to-do back and forth about the XRP holders and what we were promised. This new proposal changes that promise. And it adds some things and changes some things that you really want to be familiar with, you know. And that's why I say, if you wrap it, if you didn't wrap it before the 19th, you can't vote. Legendary says the exchanges need to be out of the loop. An exchange can be taken out at any moment. You never know what will happen with the next 36 months. And just think about this. What if, and that's what the proposal 01 takes care of. It takes care of this no longer have to have this 3-year relationship with an exchange and hoping and praying that they're going to distribute their tokens to you, your tokens to you. You know, it's a big vote, in my opinion. For me, I'm going to vote yes, for sure. I certainly don't want to have to deal with exchanges. For a perfect example is where my exchange was with Celsius. There is no future relationship there, right? And so I don't want to have to be beholden, right? And I don't think the community wants to be beholden to exchanges and the whims of the exchanges for their distribution every single month. So this would rid us of that, which is one of the reasons why I like it. But there's also a significant chance, a really, really high chance of getting more Flare tokens. It's not a guarantee, but there is a chance. Participation is going to be the real key to it all, right? Participation is going to be the key. And there's two forms of participation in the beginning: wrapping, and which is one; delegating is another. Wrapping and then delegating is another. So you can wrap. If you don't want to delegate, if you don't want to get the delegation rewards, which is different than the airdrops, totally different thing, two different things, and it's different than the distribution. It's a totally different thing. There's delegation rewards, and then there's the 36-month of distribution. Two different things. So, yeah. Rodwell, what's going on, bro? Hey, see, the sun is shining upon you. Yeah, it is, right? Got that thing right in the middle of my thing. And I used to be able to deal with that, but no longer for some reason. If you got your 15%, Mr. Miller, good to see you, my friend, and you wrap the old 15%. Yeah, because that's the only thing that people got is their 15%. So some haven't gotten it yet. But you got to wrap. If you got, let's say you got your 15% was 1,000 Flare tokens, you would wrap that Flare token. Wrapping again now makes you eligible for the 36-month of future distributions, and in addition to that, allows you to vote on how the 36-month distribution is going to take place. Legendary says anyone that's voting no is most likely to dump their Flare tokens. It's an obvious yes vote, in my opinion. I agree with you. Yeah, Mr. Mel says I bought more on Uphold and BitTrue. So no, so if you bought more, whatever you wrap, that's your weighted vote in the vote, Mr. Miller. So yeah, sorry about that. I didn't think about people buying more. So if you bought more and you wrap it, those will become eligible votes in terms of the vote weight for the proposal. And yeah. We were just talking about that Caesar salad. Caesar's in the house. That's funny. So Caesar says the FIP01 is amazing. However, I have a concern. Since Coinbase users cannot participate in the vote, what's to stop them from voting no? In other words, Coinbase, who holds the tokens, on users' behalf and ruining the whole proposed vote. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. Trying to figure that out. That was a smart move, Mr. Miller. That's what we're trying to figure out, Caesar. We're trying to figure out is Coinbase and these other exchanges, is that their intention? And that's why they're not giving it out yet, because they understand what's happening. I mean, they're paying attention to stuff, right? Obviously, the whole idea of, I mean, Hugo wasn't, he didn't keep this to himself about the idea of having this, 3-year relationship with these exchanges. He publicly stated how that was not great. So I don't think so, Gamer for Life. I have not heard about that. Good to see you, my friend. Gamer for Life says, Siege, is there a list of exchanges that will auto wrap customers' flares for them? I am not aware of any exchange saying that they would want to wrap Flare tokens for their customers. And Property Rich, you gotta make sure. I see here about your rewards. You got to really kind of do due diligence on Commissions, right? You got to do your due diligence on the delegation rewards. You got to do your due diligence on the whole, the 10% voting power changing to 2.5%. You gotta understand that dynamics in terms of who you're choosing for delegators and that stuff, right? As well. So I don't want to tell you who you should, delegate to, but you make sure you're doing your homework on that for sure. Mr. Miller says, I'm using Pangolin for staking and farming. Staking and farming? How are you farming, Mr. Miller, on Pangolin? You want to care to share with the family? Now, I've been over at the Pangolin. But that's just Songbird, right? Is Pangolin doing some other things? Is Pangolin doing something with Flare that I'm not aware of? I didn't know about anything with the Flare token, Mr. Miller. You guys know about that? What? First epoch, you mean the first week, right? Because it's two. Nearly over 45 minutes left. I'm trying to figure out Flare and Pangolin Flare. Now, I used to use the Pangolin exchange between, I used to go back and forth between Pangolin and Trader Joe back in my DeFi days, but I did not know that about Pangolin. Let's check out Pangolin. Yeah, you're providing liquidity, right? Yeah, liquidity is cool, bro. Cool. How do you like it? Let me see if I can find that for you guys. Not telling you what to do with your Flare tokens, guys. Not telling you what to do with your Flare tokens. But let's check out the I was only familiar with Songbird, Pangolin Songbird, not Flare. What is going on? All right, let's do this. PNG. Let's go check out Pangolin, see what Pangolin got going on. Let's see, Pangolin.exchange. Okay. Avalanche. I'm a big fan of Avalanche, man. Big fan of the Avalanche ecosystem and Pangolin.exchange and Polygon. More so, I think, of Avalanche. Like I was using Banky, I was all up in that stuff. So let's see. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's share this with the fam. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Miller. You have to see it to believe it. Backed by world-class partners. This is Pangolin.exchange, Coinbase, Thorchain, very, very, very popular ecosystem over at Thorchain. I don't know how you say that. There's Flare, Squid, no idea, Archaea. We are live on these networks, on the Avalanche network and on the Songbird network, and this says Flare. Okay, so let me do something here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see something. I wonder what you can do here. So this is let's see, swap, buy, pool, farm, stake, airdrop, bridge. Okay. Let's see the pool and farm here. Okay, super farm, flare, and what's PFL? Is that pangolin flare? Probably is pangolin flare. Interesting. More than 50% APRs. Flare and pangolin flare, so no stables yet. Let's see staking. I don't know why. I would not do any staking because you definitely get more FLR from delegating, in my opinion. Staking, it says the average APR is 764%. Staking creates a SAR NFT position. This NFT manages your PFL tokens, and the APR will change based on the length. This adds your original balance continues from the same APR. The APR of your newly added token starts from 0% and changes based on the length of your stake. Your NFT will show the average. Okay, let me see. Interesting. What have we got here? All right, let me get to the chat. How long have you been? Obviously, this is fairly new, right? No, just the last 3 days, right? Right. Oh, you said it's just the last 3 days. Okay. So it's two, right? It's 3.5, 3.5. I'm just reading your guys' comments here. One XRP is one XRP. What's going on, Cyborg? Start up our own exchange. Okay, I got it. So PFL, is that pangolin flare, Mr. Miller? I'm sure it is. Caesar salad says pickles. So Gamer for Life, are you saying that all future airdrops like distributions of Flare to users who held XRP on Uphold at the time of the snapshot will be made on a pro rata basis based on the amount of XRP held on Uphold at the time? So this is different than Coinbase's, right? Snapshot and limited to the amount Uphold actually received. Users must be eligible for at least one Flare or more at the time of each airdrop distribution in order to qualify. So it is pangolin. Okay. So you got. So you got the, you got the liquidity risk for being a liquidity provider. You got that. Yeah, it's interesting. There's some interesting APRs. So you got impermanent loss risk there, right? No stables, flare, pangolin, flare. Be interesting to see how it works, really. See if you end up with more or less. I'd have to look into it more, maybe dabble with it. Because these are some interesting things here in terms of, got to be careful, but I'll look into it and see. Interesting. I wonder who started these things here. So you got, these aren't wrapped, right? So you got the risk involved there. So you got to tread lightly, I think. But interesting to see how that goes. I know I thought it was interesting, and it's probably just started, because I thought it was really interesting to, oops, hit the wrong thing, to see the price spike up the way it did once it got under 4 cents. I thought it was really interesting how that price spiked right back up. Gamer for Life is saying uphold will wrap and give the rest to customers, provided they get the flare from Hugo. Yeah, Uphold's got a different level of integrity as far as I'm concerned. Coinbase is just not. I don't know. Coinbase. So, Mr. Miller, when you're providing liquidity on Pangolin, that's not self-custody, right? Where is it? Oh, I guess it's DeFi. So, but how long have you been on it, Mr. Miller? How long have you been on the Pangolin thing using it? No, it's not self-custody. How long have you been using it? Did that just come out? Yeah, got it. About 5 days. I got you. What's 700% Gamer for Life? Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Gamer for Life, giving us the knowledge, giving the alpha, my friend. Yeah, I know, Caesar. That's not great. You're right. 2 years ago, people decided to use Coinbase for the airdrop. They have since come out and said, if they go bankrupt, we may take your money. I know. That sent the alarms. That sent the alarms for sure. Yeah, my experience with high APRs is they it's more advertising anything, because you don't end up with 700%. Like you just don't end up with that amount, because it goes down every day. Like it's just a way to kind of get you in. And by the time, 3 months into it, it's down to, 100%. And then after that, throughout the year, it just goes down. So it's more to attract people there, but it's never 700%. Get in, get out fast. Yep. And it does, Mr. Mello says it does fluctuate. Yeah, so they never really last that long being that high. The challenge is going to be obviously the permanent loss risk, and then the code of the platform, the code of the software for the pools and farms. That's the other risk as well. So everything is risk management, right? I told people from the beginning, I was in a lot of DeFi platforms, but the vast majority of them, 90-something% of those, were $200 or less. But I did provide liquidity. I did do single-sided staking. I did do, dual side. I did even the trifectas on Curve as well. But I always tested very, 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 very small. On the vast majority of them. Now, the blue chippers like Curve and Aave and Convex, that was, I didn't go small on those, but those are blue chippers, right? Been around for a while, established themselves. I'm talking about the Spirit Swap and the Spooky Swap and the Beefy Finance and Tomb Finance and all of those things, Pills and it's not, I don't know if it's called Pills, Morpheus Swap, right? All those things. Very, very teeny, $200 or less. Yeah, that's exactly right, Mr. Miller. And as more people get in, it decreases, right? So right now they need liquidity for the swaps, exactly. What's going on, Alex? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, and so the way they work, Gamer for Life, is like with any type of situation, when the automated market maker gets put together and it's done, and they participate in DeFi, right? They won't have to have those crazy APRs. Every automated market maker, any liquidity pools need people to come in and provide liquidity. They all need it. The difference with Ripple is, they got this thing over here, Ripple X, wherever it's going to be doing it, is they got this thing over here where they can incentivize people to participate. So instead of the high APR as the incentivization, right, or incentive, they got that XRP over there, right? But in either case, in order for liquidity pools to work, people have to participate, right? So as the people got to participate, right? So the high APR is the draw. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a pyramid scheme, right? But the high APR is the draw. But the challenge is you got to know that game. Number one, you got to understand the risk and code, and you got to understand the risk and impermanent loss. You got to know it. The challenge is I like to say the addiction of those high APRs. That's the challenge, because once you get to one, now you're thinking all the rest of them. And that's what the market does. The bad guys come into the space because they see something that's good, that's working, and the bad guys come in and they manipulate the masses because they kind of feed off of that. The idea of a pyramid scheme came from a legitimate marketing or business, a legitimate one, where bad guys came in and made it bad. Made it real bad. We made Hugo a billionaire, and look what he has done to. What do you mean by that, Michael? We made Hugo a billionaire, and look what he has done. Ooh, really? Caesar said I made a mistake of staking 1,000 in XFi on a 120-day lockup period. I had a high APY, but now it's gone down to less than 10%. Yeah, and isn't worth being in. I have another 30 days left. And you had a lockup period, yeah. And that's the other thing too, those lockup periods, man, that's the thing that would concern me the most is these lockup things. Like that would concern me the most. The things that you can, those are more likely to be a pyramid scheme, if you will, than being a liquidity provider. Because if you can't get in and get out when you want, right? There's to me, there's like a reason for that, right? You can't get in, you can't get out when you want. That's right. That's a problem, right? That is a problem. And so it's interesting with these APRs. Someone has to start these pools, right? Someone has to start it, right? Because as soon as you participate, you're going to be owed something, right? You're going to be owed something, right? Because there's going to be some fees for swaps or fees. So there has to be something there to start. Someone has to start it and be able to provide. The lockup is the thing that's a little to me. That's why I love Flare Networks, right? This is why I love everything that Flare is doing, right? Everything about it, I'm absolutely freaking loving it. And I'm a big fan of the FIP01. I think long term is going to be great. And I think the most important part, right? The most important part. So for me, I've been in marketing and business for decades, and for me, that lockup would scare me. That would concern me a little bit. That would concern me. These kind of lockup stuff. I want to be able to get in and get out when I want, for sure. So I don't want to. For the most part, that scares me. Now, if I've done my homework and done my due diligence, and I trust a project, and stuff like that, I can take more risk. But in the end, no matter who it is, guys, no matter what the project, no matter if they got a YouTube channel, they're active, and a Twitter, and they're active, they got, they got rewards for being successful in this. No matter what, it is still, risk management is still the most important thing. Risk management, what percentage of your stuff are you going to just put somewhere? Risk management is everything I have learned. And for a long time, everyone thought, well, just be diversified and you're good. Like just own 20 things, right? Hold 20 cryptos and you're good. Hold 40 and you're good. No. Risk management is really the deal. Risk management is you got 100 grand of disposable cash. How much of a percentage of that will you be in crypto? And how much of a percentage of that will you have in another completely different asset class? And then how much of a percentage will you have in another completely different asset class? That's the safety net. It's not having Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and Cardano and Polkadot and having some NFTs. That's not, you got all your $100,000 in crypto. Just because you got some in NFTs, you got some on DeFi, and you got some you just buying and holding. That ain't That's not risk management. I know a lot of people think that. I thought that was risk management, but that ain't risk management. Got to take some of that 100,000 and perhaps into precious metal. Got to take that 100,000 and perhaps have a dividend paying cash value policy, right? That's different asset classes of your 100,000 spread out is risk management. You know, that's risk management for sure. You know, so and for me, for us, we were 90-something%. I was so excited about walking away from the fiat space. We were 90-something% in crypto, right? So that's one mistake. The other mistake was being 90% of having 100%. Well, no, that's not true. Having 80% of that crypto on one platform. That was a big mistake. Legendary, great point, brother. Great point. You still have to remember that this is a free airdrop. Don't get discouraged or emotional. This is still the days of experimenting and learning. We're still very early. 100%, bro. 100%. Michael O2, I haven't got my Songbird off Binance, but I have got my Flare. It's interesting. It's interesting that you haven't got your Songbird, but you were able to get your Flare. So, you know, self-custody of your crypto, right? Percentage-wise, what's the percentage that is self-custody? What's the percentage that you're trusting in DeFi? And then, you know, how much percentage you got in gold and silver? How much percentage maybe you got cash value dividend policies? Maybe you got some real estate, right? That's the lesson that we learned big time for sure. You know what I mean? Gamer for life. There you go. Everything in life is about risk management. High APRs push me on conservative side of the equation. Exactly, right? Exactly. You know? I remember saying on the channel, I remember I first started dabbling in DeFi with $50. It's just like, maybe it was even 20. It's just, okay, just a little bit over here, see what's going on, right? So, but anyway, guys, that I wanted to share that with you guys, let you know about that proposal. It's Mr. Deaton who says, it is Mr. Deaton who said this denial as summary judgment. Let me share it. I mean, I did title the stream that. Let me share. The SEC will be denied summary judgment on whether Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Lawson were reckless in not knowing XRP was a security. The fact that Brad Garlinghouse met 3 times with the SEC and never once did they say XRP is a security is evidence a reasonable jury could conclude he wasn't reckless. And listen, when you hear Brad Garlinghouse talking about these Hinman emails, I know some people in the community think these, and some of the attorneys think these emails couldn't be all that because of this and that. I mean, Brad kind of talks about these emails like when and if these things become made public, it's going to blow your mind that there was a case brought against both him and Chris and the company Ripple. I mean, like you can't you can't be publicly saying that, right? I mean, that's a big statement. Let's take a listen to this.
If you want to regulate, do the work, write the rules, codify the rules. And when a company comes to you and says, hey, help me understand the rules, I want to make sure we're following the rules, help them understand the rules. I met personally with the SEC 3 times. Not once in those meetings did the SEC ever say to me, hey, and by the way, we're totally transparent about what we're doing. Not once did the SEC say, hey, we think XRP might be a security. So then for the later on to go back and say, hey, the whole time we thought XRP was a security, we just didn't tell you. That doesn't feel like a genuine, partnership between public sector and private sector. Moreover, and some of this stuff I'll be more vague about because some of this stuff it hasn't been public yet. But there's something called the Hinman email. Bill Hinman, the director of corporate finance at the SEC, gave a speech in June 2018 about how ETH had been a security, but had magically become not a security. And there's some emails associated with that the judge turned over 6 times. We finally did get those emails. And I think when those come to light, I think you will see more kind of like, how is it possible the SEC decided to bring a case against Ripple, given what they were saying within their own walls?
Yeah.
Look, those are powerful words. And I don't know if public is ever going to be a thing. Public availability to these things is ever going to be a thing. Right? I don't know. But Brad, he seems pretty confident that the world, when they see these things, is going to be shocked and think, what in the world was the SEC thinking? People are going to be disgusted and maddened, sickened and angry. That's the way it sounds like to me. Gamer for life, that is true. All things point to 700% APR on your flare is less than the 85% that you would get. I looked at the Flare simulator. Did you guys check out that Flare simulator? The FIP01 simulator that Flare.space put together. Interesting. Proposal, Skolzel. Legendary. Somebody at Ripple needs to leak those emails to the public. Well, there'll be a hearing. There'll be a ruling. You know how it is with the leak stuff, man. But Brad is saying some bold stuff, and Stephon Huber has been on it. I could share so many tweets from Stephon Huber. He is on it. The alleged denial of a level playing field and this notion of manipulating a market to just have one blockchain. It is so obvious. It's beyond comprehension. It is so obvious what they tried to do, that Joseph Lubin tried to do with JP Morgan, and the likes of Sullivan and Cromwell. Who was really kind of pulling that? Is it really the people across the pond who already got their digital stablecoin in existence, and knew that Ripple, the company, as far as payments, was going to be the game changer for the US? I just think it's interesting to me that the game changer for the US, the thing that could be a game changer for the US, literally has US citizens doing the bidding of a competing nation. I'm just shocked by that. That's why I say on the channel all the time, Property Rich, there have been people in the US entities who have sacrificed their country for profit. They've sacrificed the country for profit. Yeah. Because the idea of saving trillions of dollars and being able to bring trillions of dollars back into the banking financial system, back into the system, would do a lot for the country that is $31 trillion in debt. And yet members or citizens of this country have sold their soul, sold the country out for profit. That's what it looks like, because Sullivan and Cromwell is in this mix, and they're doing the bidding, right? They got to pull some strings. This is the only company that can compete. It's a U.S. company that can compete in terms of payments and solve the world's cross-border issue. And it's a world cross-border issue. And the technology comes from the United States. And Alibaba, and whatever the other A name is, does not. And both Clayton and Hammond were involved in the A companies from another country. I mean, it's right there. It's all factual. It's all factual, right? This has always been about payments. It has always been. And the leader, the number one by far, just ask Rosie Rios, is Ripple and its technology. And the two people, the dude who brought the lawsuit and the dude who was the enforcement action, were involved with the competing company that is out of a competing nation. Like, how can you spell it out any more simpler than that? And those two dudes aren't Gary Gensler, right? They're not Gary Gensler's position in life. That's why Gary Gensler's deal is political. He kind of checked the boxes on the, you know, the 9 figures, right? He checked that box. Those dudes have not. I mean, it's just kind of really simple. Sacrifice their country for profit. It's kind of how I sum it all up. Interesting. It really is. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're hanging out and you're enjoying the hangout, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're going to break that ban. We're going to break that shadow ban, Property Rich. We're going to break it. All right, guys, listen, it's been a really, really cool hang. I'm going to get some sleep. Thanks for hanging out. I've been up all morning. It's been a really cool hang. I really appreciate you guys when you come hang out with the Crypto Siege. It's always a cool hang. It's great to see so many of the Blue Renters, Gamer for Life, and Legendary checking in. Michael O2 and Mr. Miller, appreciate you. Caesar Sound, thanks for hanging out today, my friend. I appreciate you being here. For sure. Appreciate that. Property Rich, thanks for checking in. Marvin Carter, thanks for being here today. Alex G, Blue Renters in the building. Appreciate you hanging out today. As always, Mr. Miller, the Cyborg, 1 XRP is worth 1 XRP. I love it. Job Shuri, thanks for hanging. Appreciate you being here. Who else we got here? Yeah, that's Top Shuri for sure. Rodwell, no break. I can't forget my guy. Appreciate you being here. All right, guys, I'm going to end this stream like I do all my streams. Remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I are already winning. Have a great rest of the day, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See you.